It's that time of year again, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, or E3, where all three major video game companies, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, duke it out in the battle for video game supremacy. So where do all three consoles stand right now after E3 last year? Let's take a look at them individually, starting with Nintendo and the Wii U, the first console of the 8th generation. At E3 2013, the Nintendo Direct had some pretty solid first-party announcements, such as Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, and Super Smash Bros. And the biggest announcement of Smash Bros. Was the inclusion of Mega Man as a playable character. We also got some info and trailers for games that were announced at previous Directs, such as Pokemon X and Y for the 3DS, Bayonetta 2, Zelda Wind Waker HD, and The Wonderful 101. Sadly, not many major third-party titles were announced, and despite the release of Wind Waker HD and Super Mario 3D World, the Wii U continued to struggle in sales. Mario 3D World was released at a bad time. The PS4 and Xbox One launched around the same time, and both were getting a lot of hype. On top of that, in just a few months, both consoles sold the same number of units the Wii U did, and the Wii U took well over a year to get where it is in sales. This and the lack of third-party support caused the Wii U to struggle in sales even more. The worst part about the Wii U is that even games that were on last-gen and current-gen consoles are skipping the Wii U, which is obviously more powerful than all the last-gen consoles. If this continues, then Nintendo is in some serious trouble with the Wii U. Fortunately though, the launch of Mario Kart 8 gave the Wii U a major boost in sales. But the question is, can Nintendo keep that momentum with future releases of games this year? Or will the Wii U continue to suffer long droughts until Super Smash Bros. Comes out this winter? The only way to find out is at E3 this year. Now let's take a look at Sony and the PlayStation 4. Sony struck gold this generation. At E3 last year, they hit a major low blow to Microsoft and their initial plans for the Xbox One. Support of used games, no mandatory online connection, and they were putting out all the stops and the crowd was going nuts. On top of all that, the PS4's launch price was announced at $399, cheaper than the Xbox One. Thanks to this and the aggressive marketing campaign, the PS4 had a very successful launch, and it continues to sell like hotcakes till this day. The PS4 is the top-selling console of the 8th generation. However, although the PS4 is doing very well, it doesn't have a lot of great exclusives at the moment. The only two exclusives that are talked about the most are Killzone Shadowfall and Infamous Second Son. NAC didn't really have enough appreciation. Sure, at E3 they announced Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3, which are also on the Xbox One, but God knows how long they'll take to come out. Plus, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 15 are confirmed to not be at E3 this year. But like previous PlayStation consoles, the PS4 is only off to a slow start, and Sony promises a lot of exclusive and multiplats coming in the future. But what games are they going to announce at E3 this year? Will these newly announced games help push the PS4 sales even higher? Guess we'll have to find out tomorrow. And finally, Microsoft and the Xbox One. When the Xbox One was announced, it got a lot of negative feedback with their initial DRM plans and the lack of interest in the Kinect. And even though games like Titanfall, Dead Rising 3, Rise, Killer Instinct, and Quantum Break were announced at E3 last year, fans and gamers alike were still scrutinizing Microsoft for what they intended to do with the Xbox One. Plus, the $499 price tag didn't help at all. But shortly after E3, Microsoft started turning things around. This is what many people call the Xbox 180. The 24-hour always-on online DRM was removed despite requiring a day one patch to even use the console. Used games were now playable, they made the console region-free, and Kinect was no longer mandatory, although the Xbox One was still bundled with the Kinect. And last month, Microsoft announced a $399 Kinectless Xbox One to be released later this month. I think it's safe to say that the Xbox One has completely turned around. Either that or Microsoft is really desperate. When the Xbox One launched, it sold a lot more than the Wii U did at launch. However, a few months after launch, sales dropped like a rock and PS4 continued to dominate in sales throughout 2014. The Xbox One is currently in 3rd place in sales, behind the Wii U, which is in 2nd place. Can Microsoft push the Xbox One and make it a big success like the PS4? And what games will they announce this year? Will we get any more info on Halo 5, the most anticipated game on the Xbox One? Only way to find out is to watch E3 tomorrow. Who will come out on top? Who will deliver the best conference? Who will deliver the best games? And which console will be the one for you? All of our questions will finally be answered at E3 this year. Thanks to E3's partnership with Twitch, you can now watch all the E3 events on the official Twitch streaming channel, twitch.tv/Twitch. But you can also watch the E3 conferences on their respective websites as well as on TV. Here are the times for the 3 conferences. Microsoft's conference will air tomorrow, June 9th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. You can watch it on Spike TV if you have cable or satellite, Xbox Live if you have a 360 or Xbox One, the official Xbox website, or on Twitch of course. Sony's conference will also air tomorrow, but much later in the evening at night. It will be on at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. You can watch it on the official US PlayStation website, the E3 Live app for PS4, or on Twitch of course. Nintendo's conference will air the next day, June 10th at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. You can watch it on the official Nintendo of America website or on Twitch of course. And to spice things up, I'll be posting my live reactions. How will you find them? All you gotta do is either follow my Twitter page or like my Facebook page. The links are in the description. There, you'll see all of my live tweets on all 3 E3 conferences and many more E3 announcements, and I will use the hashtag E3. So until then, I'm Allie-RX, and I tell it like it is. See you tomorrow.